Good, y'all. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV back at y'all with some boxing news. Gervonta Tank Davis seems to be 100% locked in for his rematch against Lamont Roach Jr. The first fight ended in a draw. Many people like myself feel like Tank lost the fight because he took a knee, ran to the corner to have his trainer wipe his eyes. It should have been considered a knockdown. And this happened right after Lamont hit him with a body shot. And I think that he pretty much just used that time to pretty much recover, and he played it off very well. I think Gervonta Tank Davis should definitely go into acting after his boxing career. He did say he's going to retire after this year. I think he should become an actor because he's a damn good one. But he's locked in, man. He posted a series of things on Instagram 2 days ago. One of the posts says, "Lock in, young gorilla. The struggle you're facing is a test to see if you are who you say you are." So shout out to Teofimo Lopez. I call him Duckafimo Lopez. He did refer to Gervonta Tank Davis as a monkey, but Gervonta Tank Davis does call himself a gorilla, man. That's his thing. His fans love to leave gorilla emojis in the comment section. So shout out to Duckafimo Lopez. You know, pretty much calling Tank what he calls himself. I think it was uncalled for with Terrence Buck Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Duckafimo Lopez. So we go on to the series of things that Tank posted on Instagram. He posted a picture of him, you know, sitting down in a chair looking very focused, very locked in on some Kobe Bryant type shit. And he also posted a picture with his trainer, Calvin Ford, who was not a part of his last fight against Lamont Roach. Calvin Ford is seen in this picture wrapping up Tank's hands before he puts his gloves on. Now, this is a great sign in the right direction because Calvin Ford, you know, he pretty much was there for all of Tank's KO wins, all of his wins. You know, Calvin Ford was a part of that. And rumors are that Calvin Ford was fired because apparently he wanted a pay raise. Apparently he feels like he should have been paid more than what Tank was paying him. You know, Tank actually had a situation with somebody else where, you know, they took Tank to court because they said Tank, you know, didn't pay him for something. So because Tank didn't want to pay, I guess, Calvin Ford more than what he wanted, he got fired, which is why he brought in somebody else for that last fight against Lamont Roach. And it's not just Calvin Ford. There's other trainers that have been with Tank from day one that was not a part of that last camp with Lamont Roach. So this shows that Gervonta Tank Davis has realized that he made a mistake. He needs to go back to what worked. You know, it's like the old saying: if it ain't broke, don't, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And you know, hopefully we see Leonard Ellerbe accompany Tank for this rematch because Leonard Ellerbe is, you know, a big fan of Gervonta Tank Davis. He loves to, you know, say that Tank over everybody, right? And listen, man, I think Gervonta Davis should have stayed with Floyd Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather is the guy that kept Tank in line, right? It's obvious that Tank is bipolar. He's a very emotional guy, had a very rough upbringing. And I think that Floyd was the guy that kept Tank in line. I mean, we've even seen Floyd in fights where, you know, Floyd, I think it was against Mario Barrios, where Floyd pretty much told Tank he was losing the fight. And he basically told Tank, get the job done. And that's when Tank went in there and knocked out Mario Barrios. So, Tank, if you're listening to this video, champ, bring Floyd back, bruh. Have Floyd accompany you for this next fight. Have him at the press conference. Don't do too much talking. Have Floyd talk for you. And have Floyd with you in the ring for the rematch, man. Because, like I said, you need to go back to everybody who was there from day one, right? You got ahead of yourself. You started talking crazy shit. You lied and said that you got a bigger deal than the deal that Floyd had. And by the end of your deal, you're going to be richer than Floyd. You said all this bullshit that wasn't true. And obviously, you was feeling yourself, right? You undefeated. You pretty much knocked out everybody who you got in the ring with besides Pitbull Cruz and I think Gamboa. I think he didn't knock out Gamboa either. But long story short, you got to lock back in and you got to go back to doing what works, man. So, yeah, Tank posted a picture of, looks like a cat. He took a picture of, you know, Tank usually taking pictures with his outfits, dressed like 2006 Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this rematch. It is going to take place, I believe, August 16th. And, listen, I think Tank is going to win this fight for one reason, right? I don't think that Lamont Roach can do any better than he did in that first fight against Tank. I think that was the best performance I've ever seen from Lamont Roach. And I just can't see what he can do better than what he did in the first fight. I think if he tries to do better, like if he tries to force a knockout, because let's be honest, right? If this fight goes to decision, there's a 99% chance that Tank is going to win because, you know, he's the second face of boxing next to Canelo. The PBC can't afford to have Tank lose by decision. You know, it's going to have to be a knockout, which I just don't see happening. And, you know, it's boxing. Boxing is a corrupt sport, which is why Lamont Roach didn't win the first fight. It's just too much money, man. You know, boxing is already, you know, struggling to sell pay-per-views, and, you know, you just can't afford to have certain stars lose to certain people, right? Like Lamont Roach, that was his first fight at 135. He moved up from 130, and if he beats Tank, let's be honest, the PBC probably won't even exist anymore, right? So I'm expecting Tank to go into this fight more serious. Definitely not as friendly as he was with Lamont Roach in the first fight. He was extremely friendly, obviously because Tank and Lamont were homeboys outside of boxing. But Lamont came into this fight so hungry because, number one, everybody was saying he was going to lose. People like myself, nobody thought he even had a chance of winning. On top of that, you know, Tank underestimated him. Even though Tank gave him his credit, let's be honest, guys, Tank didn't take this shit serious. You look at how he acted in that fight with Frank Martin. He was on demon time. This lead up to the fight with Lamont Roach, he was giggling, you know, laughing, doing too much smiling, just being a typical, you know, light-skinned nigga, bruh. And I think Tank is going to be on his dark-skinned, savage gangster shit in this fight. And I think Tank is going to knock out Lamont Roach, I'm going to say in round 7 or 8. That's my prediction. And I think that everything about this Tank fight is going to be scary from Tank's end, right? I think the press conference leading up to the fight, I think you're going to see Tank, you know, pretty much try to bully Lamont Roach. I think he's going to be barking at him. He ain't going to be doing too much talking. You know, when they have the face-off, you're probably going to see Tank push Lamont Roach. This is going to be a complete different rematch, man. It's not going to be no friendly shit. And, you know, I don't think these guys are even friends anymore, man. Tank, he's on demon time for this rematch, man. So let me know what you guys think, man. Who you guys got winning the rematch? Are you excited for this rematch? Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe, follow your boy, share the video, share it to your mama. I'm